Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Gwen Stacy at the Gwen Stacy Podcast. Podcast,
It's a super podcast, man.
and we got a special guest with us today, Robert from Nerd Stuff. Say what up to him.
I do whatever I want. Matter of fact, never mind. I choose. Maybe I want shit up. I stand up. What's wrong with your seats in here, man? There we
Okay.
go. Okay. Text message.
You got a text message. Go ahead and check it.
I already looked at it more about it. Is that a fax machine back there?
Yeah, man. This is my setup. This is where I do all my YouTubing.
You know, YouTube is fax machine, but it's your house, so
I
I'm not
sometimes
gonna
need to
disrespect.
fax things to other YouTubers.
You be faxing? Whatever,
Anyways, the problem, the reason why I got you here today is because I do not like Endgame.
though.
I ain't tripping. I got a good reason why I don't like it. Now, in the first movie, what was not in the first movie, but it was the Infinity War. The thing was that when he got all them jewelries in his thumbs and his fingernails or whatever, and that glove, that was the most powerful thing in the universe. So he was the most powerful guy in the universe right there. When he had one of them. Then Thor sets off with the Guardians of the Galaxy and the raccoon dude, and he goes get himself a Thanos destroyer weapon. That's what he called it.
Okay, okay.
And then when he showed up, I mean, he destroyed Thanos, and Thanos had all the jewelry in his glove. He had every single one. They said he was the most powerful being in the universe when he just had two. So when he got all of them, and then Thor showed up with Stormbreaker, and then Thanos put his fist up in the air and shot a beam from the Infinity Gauntlet. Thor threw it through Stormbreaker straight through that, and then hit him in the chest. Then you go to the next movie. So wait. Let me not even. Wait. Hold on. Let me back up. After he hit Thanos in the chest, he took the full force of the Infinity Gauntlet, and he knocked that away with his hammer, and he beat Thanos. And then he just didn't go for the head, right? That's why they still lost. In the second movie, not only did he have Stormbreaker, but he also had his regular hammer. I don't like to say the name because I don't want to sound stupid trying to pronounce
All right. Okay.
it. So he had his regular hammer and he had Stormbreaker. And Thanos didn't have no stones. And he whooped Thor. And he also whooped Captain America and Iron Man. Explain it. Make it make sense.
Well, let me check my facts real quick. Okay. I had to Google it. If you just Google it, it says, and the first thing that pops up, Thor was fat this at the time around. So there you go. Fat equals Fat Thor plus Captain America and Iron Man at the same time equals less than regular Thor and whoever else fought the first time. So with Fat Thor dragging the team down. That's just what was the demise of the team. It's Thor's fault. He should have never. He should have never started playing Fortnite. He should have never ate whatever he was eating. He shouldn't have started drinking like that. It's Thor's fault because that was the only difference between one movie to the next. And Hulk started getting counseling or whatever was different with him.
Don't
So
even get me started on the Hulk yet.
it was Thor's fault. You know what I mean? Whatever. I don't care about Thor's. I'm not here to body shame Thor. So I still like the movie. We not fat shaming between two.
You
You
know
a
what?
fat shame.
I'm not. You know I'm not fashion.
You fat shaming, bro. You you fat shaming.
Oh. Secure. Whoa. Hey, whoa.
Sit back down. Huh.
What I'm saying is, it's still I can't agree with you there because even if Thor, I understand people say he was out of shape.
So you
It
saying you fat?
wait. Hey, chill. Listen to the whole thing. Okay, so he was out of shape and he was depressed. So he wasn't all the way in his right mind and maybe not at his full strength because he was out of shape. But I don't care because he should be still at the very least like equal to the Thor from Infinity War because he had two powerful. He had one that's supposed to be the strongest now because it in the earlier movie it beat the strongest weapon in the whole universe. So he got the strongest weapon in his hand, and then the second, oh no, the third strongest weapon in his hand. So at the very least, he should have been even with the Thor from the other movie. Also, he had Captain America and Iron Man, and Thanos was depowered because he had no stones. It
But
didn't make sense.
his mama died. He had self-esteem issues. He couldn't he couldn't beat New Master 69 or whatever his name was. You're not thinking about the emotional trauma that Thor was
The
dealing with.
same emotional trauma he had in
New
Infinity War.
Master was not in Infinity War.
Huh?
New Master wasn't in Infinity War. He didn't have those Fortnite problems like that.
I'm saying he had
It's
the
just not
same
the same.
trauma. Same trauma.
Nobody gonna lie. My bad, people.
I like your hat too.
I keep it going.
But well,
It's true.
wait.
I fought somebody's car.
But look. So then that's just the reason why I didn't like it. They can't make that make sense for me. I understand you just being silly, but nobody really can make that make sense. So that's why I didn't like it. I'm not going to all the way say I didn't like the movie because that's insane. But it was enough ridiculousness in it for me to go. It wasn't the best one because everybody says it's the best one and it's not. And then don't get me started on the Hulk.
I mean, yeah, it's not much good to say about the Hulk, but whatever.
It's just whatever.
You know,
The Hulk was horrible. You know when we were coming up, me I was gonna say the Hulk. The longest because the Wolverine, I think Deadpool was the only one that could lose a limb and grow it back or find his limb and put it back on. But the Hulk and Wolverine can heal from anything as long as it's still there. And they depowered the Hulk on that. And I don't mind them changing some of the stories and revamping things, giving new coat of paint and make it up to date and stuff like that. But what makes me mad about the MCU movies is when they change the attitudes and the power levels of the characters. That's the only thing that gets on my nerves.
I'm about to. Hold on. I'm gonna see because I could load that up real quick. I want to make sure that's what happened. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Are you right? You right. That's what. You know what else? He
Well,
had me sick when he showed up like that. One arm and all that, but you can't win them all, dog. That's what Hulk stupid anyway. You should anybody that's gonna just grow out their pants every day. Like why buy clothes that fit, man? Just make sense out of your life. So I don't even support you, boy.
yeah, I don't support the Hulk in MCU at all. I couldn't.
You think it's hard to get on elevators? Like, bro, you just you just shouldn't be here.
You know what I don't think a lot of people noticed is when they went back in time and they saw the other Hulk, the one that wasn't smart, he was bigger.
Yeah, he was bigger. He would have kicked the one that they brought with him. He kicked his butt.
Yeah, yeah. He was pretty useless the whole movie. And the Hulk is just one of my favorite characters. Of course, Spider Man is my favorite character. You know, in general. And then if you want to go next, then in DC is Batman. But I'm saying, but the Hulk is one of my favorite characters since I was a little boy, and they made him into a doofus.
I mean, oh, normally it's a doofus.
Well, okay, he's normally a doofus, but they made him to a weak doofus.
Yeah, we
I wish. Okay, so we're pointed towards the rocket. That's where the camera is, because a lot of times I think you don't know where the camera is.
that's because I got a different camera than you.
I know that's what I'm saying. See, because of quarantine, we can't be in the same room, but there's still other ways we can
But
still.
you in the same room to me, girl. Hold up. Put that new track on for you.
You put you up to the new track up. Did
Are you
anything
ready?
come on?
Are you ready?
Shout out Kobe. But yeah, man, I don't know. I just that's why I didn't really understand that movie.
Whatever, dog. I can't think of what it's called, but dang, what is that movie called? Man, forget that movie too. Skip it. Skip all the movies. It ain't no movies coming out this year anyway. No
No,
such thing as movies no more.
yeah, they broke
Except for
outside.
Trolls. They did release Trolls. But I mean,
They did, but
yeah. They
hmm,
released it like on Netflix or something. I don't know. This can't nobody go to the movies. You can either come to James Basement or you just don't get to watch nothing.
so how does the virus and stuff affect the Marvel TV shows?
They ain't coming out.
They not?
I mean, they they still shot whatever they shot, but none of them are finished, and they all pushed back. Everything's pushed back. Airlines,
Airlines is
everything.
pushed back.
Caps, wigs, anything.
Catback Blue.
Yeah, snapback, flatback, whatever.
Excuse my daughter. She's in the other room screaming.
Hold on. Let me discipline real quick. Yeah, she'll learn. I had to tell her something about herself, but it'll be quiet from this point on.
All right, good.
What?
You heard
I
it
ain't
too.
going up there again. If I go up there again, it's gonna be a problem.
You ain't got eyebrows.
And I just got them done, so they were doing fair.
Okay, mine's a little crooked, so it's fine.
I just thought you was confused.
But and then you said you was talking about Sylvia in one of your videos, nerd stuff on YouTube.
You said Sylvia.
You were talking about no, no, Civil War
Oh, I thought you said
versus
Sylvia was in one of my videos. I ain't seen that one.
Sylvia versus. No, you was talking about Civil War versus Winter Soldier.
Well, I mean, what's the deal? What's we talking about?
I think the thing about Winter Soldier was, I mean, the thing about Civil War was that it introduced so many new characters. It has no choice but to be better than the other one. But I think the writing and the choreography was better, if that's how you pronounce that word, in the other movie.
Only up until they fought on the freeway, and then it was trash.
I was straight.
I mean, I ain't gonna say trash. It was the second half of the movie. Might as well didn't even watch it.
Yeah, you were saying in your video too is that what happened at the end of it. And all I can really
I don't
remember
know.
is Rumlow and Falcon was fighting and something was about to crash into the building. And
The
then,
building was about to crash into the building. Something like that. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know what happened. But remember, but see, well, you did say all the way up to the freeway fight.
It was
Because
10 out of 10 until that happened. It was just like
cause
the
I,
average movie after that. It's like, well, I guess we gotta wrap this up. So push this building over, roll the credits. I don't know. It just wasn't sweet. So, for it to be that sweet for the up until that point, that they really should have just let that been the end of the movie where they fall in the freeway because you wasn't gonna top that. So it's like
yeah,
that's where you messed up. It's just like Captain America swinging the hammer around. They
woo,
saved that for the end of the movie because if you would have did that at the beginning, we could have just picked up our popcorn and walked out the theater after that. It's like, well, you're not gonna top this
nah,
with 45 minutes to go in the movie. So
you,
they kind of that blew it for me. I mean, it's still my jam though.
yeah, it's in my jam too. Cause I was gonna talk about the boat fights. And I was going to talk about when he threw the shield because he was running through that hallway and he was using the wall to turn. And he was tearing up all those walls trying to turn.
And he was like Juggernaut. That's
Yeah,
what
he
he
was like
was.
the Juggernaut from X Men 3. X Men 3 was a horrible movie, though. Um, then he threw the shield and then Bucky caught it. That was dope.
But yeah, you notice he called it with his metal arm. I wonder because he don't have no super soldier serum, so
No,
they
no.
probably would have smacked his other arm, his real arm. He probably would have just like snatched off his body or something.
It would have, yeah, like cut up, broke his wrist, something
At
crazy.
least broke his wrist.
Man, yeah, that's some good movies, though.
Yeah, they most of them is classics. Hold up for a second. My eyes are sensitive, man.
you,
So,
you was just sitting there wondering the whole time if that worked. I
yeah,
just,
well, God dang, man.
all right, so
I ain't
look,
trying to set the mood.
I just cut the lights off. Can you see it on your end too?
Yeah, man, he's trying to get risky or something. I ain't need all that.
It look
I
kind
just
of cool.
cut the extra light off.
Let's, ooh, that got too bright.
And, I guess that's good enough.
But yeah. Okay. So your favorite is still. So then, what is your favorite one? I never even knew that. What is your favorite MCU movie?
I can't lie, I don't know. My favorite was Winter Soldier. And then Civil War came out. Then it was Civil War, but then Infinity War came. Like, it's too many. Ragnarok came out. I don't know what my favorite movie is no more. I
Right.
just have some of them that I know are not my favorite. Like Captain Marvel will
Yeah,
never be my favorite anything.
that's
Uh,
no one's favorite.
that Hulk movie is like my favorite piece of garbage. Or, you know what I'm saying? It's some of them that whack, but it's so many good ones that it's like, man, I don't know. Depending on what day it is, any one of them could be my favorite. I just
Hmm.
had to text my girl real quick.
Okay. Hey, so what's my favorite? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say Civil War is my favorite because, like you said, it's the same thing. Winter Soldier was my favorite, but Civil War is my favorite because all the new characters that was introduced, especially since Spider Man was in it, and then like what you said in your video about the two movies is when they redid some comic book panels. I drew that as a kid. When the book came out, I drew it. It was yeah. So that was so dope to me.
You drew one, the the cover where he's shooting the
Yeah,
raised seal order.
yeah. I drew it. I looked at it and I drew it
I
because
don't remember that.
yeah, I can't find it.
I
It's
need to find
probably gone somewhere. But I just redrew it. It wasn't as sweet as the. I was a little kid, so it wasn't as sweet, but you got the gist of it.
I think you might.
I'll draw it again right now. But so that was cool. All right, well then let's switch again.
Well, no, I wasn't paying attention. I ain't gonna front.
I was gonna say let's switch again because since you can't pick a favorite MCU movie, and I'm gonna go ahead and pick Civil War. What about between the people on the pictures behind us? Which
Oh, which one of these fools? Um, I don't know why I can't talk. DC,
yeah? What's your favorite DC?
Gentleman, Batman is the illest.
No, I'm gonna say which movie though.
Man,
It-
they all suck.
They all pick but if you gotta pick one, which one is it?
I mean, you got to go with the Joker. I
Oh
can't think of
yeah,
what
you
none of
right.
those called. What's that? Dark Knight Returns or something?
I don't know. It's all Dark Knight something. Batman
Well, the one
return. Somebody is
with the
returning.
dead Joker is the best one.
Yeah, Heath.
Yeah, that's not his name, but
What's his name? Keith or Heath? Seth?
Keith, Heath Ledger.
It's
They used
Keith.
to call him Keith Ledger.
No, I ain't call him Keith Sweat. I call him Heath Ledger. Heath
Whatever. I
Ledger.
don't think it was. That's definitely the best one.
Yeah.
It's when he's stupid stuff about it, but that's one I think.
No, it's a lot of stupid stuff about it. Because for one thing, it went too long, so stuff started getting stupid. And then Two
It
Face
was
was
stupid
just
stuff
done.
at the beginning. Well, I guess it's not the beginning. I'm thinking of. But remember when he was dressed up like a nurse,
Right. I said all the
even
Two
though
Face stuff was stupid.
he still had a full face of makeup. He just just had the coronavirus mask on, and then when he took the mask off, then Two Face act like he was shot.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the same thing all right.
And nobody can sustain that kind of face damage and be alive still.
It wasn't even just his face though. The whole half of his body was chemically burned.
Yeah, but you could see through it. There was stuff missing and junk like that.
Yeah, his eyeball was about to fall out of his
Yeah,
head.
that was gross.
He just put his suit back on and walked out.
Yes, that was dumb. So I don't think.
Why would you even put that suit back on? Why not put a different suit on?
Well, he was crazy. I guess that's the thing about all the Batman's characters. They crazy after a while.
That is crazy. They all
Yeah,
crazy.
Batman
You
is
don't
crazy
have
too.
any sane characters in Gotham.
Yeah,
That's why it's so many villains there.
it's some kind of mist. It's getting everybody mental disease.
Idiots.
So that's the best one. So you wouldn't pick the Aquaman. You wouldn't pick. Everybody else picking Wonder Woman.
No, ain't nobody picking Wonder Woman over Batman. Nothing. I mean, what? No, Wonder Woman was alright, but come on.
Yeah,
Who did she even fight?
I don't know what his name was,
Exactly.
but her movie was just a remake of the first Avenger, Captain America. So it was kind of
Yeah, it
stupid.
kind of was the same as that first Captain America movie.
Yeah,
Only thing that made it not as good is at least Captain America fought the Red Skull, a
yeah,
notable character. Wonder Woman fought the same thing they fought in the Justice League, only it wasn't the same character.
yeah. It wasn't the same thing, but it seemed like it was exactly the same thing.
Because they know how to draw one CGI monster poorly, and they just keep using it.
That's ridiculous.
It's stupid.
Man, yeah, you're right. Because Aquaman was cool. I guess if I'm gonna pick one other than the Joker one, the Batman with the Joker in it, Heath Ledger, I'll pick Aquaman. I guess.
Aquaman did like it looked cool at some parts, but I didn't like the talking. The dialogue was crazy bad.
Yeah, he was what you call a dude, bro.
Yeah.
Uh,
He was
uh,
like flexing towards the camera and raising
yeah,
his eyebrows and stuff. Oh, this is making me uncomfortable.
he might as well just say hello, ladies. This dude, DC pretty good when it comes to the movies, but they still my favorite cartoons. So.
I ain't gonna front. Them cartoons ain't been hitting for the past few years. The best one was War. After that, they have not been as good. It's just ain't nobody else been making no cartoons, so they still win either way.
They
But
still because they still winning off from back in the day.
yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They don't. It ain't no competition. Like no, they don't have no cartoons to compete with. So I guess they can put out whatever. But if you just put them up against their own cartoon movies, the new ones are not as good as the old ones. With the I don't even know what you want to call it, but the big old school drawing, the way they drew the
I think it's
Justice
Bruce
League
Timm with the
cartoon and
little
all that.
legs and the
The
big chest.
ones that was drawn like that was better. And now it seems like they just keep making the same two stories over and over again. I mean, come on, dog.
Yeah, and it's
Death of
all Batman.
Superman got like three redos,
Yeah,
and they keep doing the whole. I can't think of the name of the story arc, but they keep finding Darkseid. Like they doing it again.
they got a new one where they fighting Darkseid.
It's either new or at least recent. They just fought Dark. They fought Darkseid like three movies. They killed Superman
Mm-hmm.
three separate movies, and then
Because that's their best stories. They all got stuff.
it don't make sense because what's in the comic books then? Like I know y'all not printing the same comic books over and over again, so why don't you just use a different story?
Yeah, but would you really want them to make a Reign of the Evil Batman movie or something?
At this point, yes, I would take the what was it called, the War of Joseph Riddles. That was
Oh,
fire.
that was tight.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not new, but it's within the last 2 or 3 years, and that's one of my favorite Batman stories. They ain't touching that though. They just want to keep doing Batman fighting Bane over and over again, or let's roll out of Harley Quinn everything for no reason.
Yes,
Please spare me.
it's yeah. They do have better stories, I guess, but they just I don't know. I guess they just don't know what they're doing. Not no
And
more.
some
They
of the
used to
stories,
when Alan
well,
Burnett
in the comic
was
books,
in
some of them
charge.
ain't the same though. Because I was about to say they could do Doomsday Clock, but that's still almost the same thing as Flashpoint. So I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
almost the same thing because it had a lot. It was centered around the Flash a lot
It's
too.
right. It's really just all one story anyway. I don't
Yeah,
know. They need to start writing better stuff.
they should just make better stuff in the comic books. That way, they could put better stuff in the cartoons.
Yeah, because another thing they keep doing is the Superman Red Sun.
No, but they don't keep doing that.
And it's like they just did one, and I know this is not the first time. This might be the first time that's like the cover of the movie or whatever.
Yeah, it's the first
But
movie. I don't see another movie.
they done had Superman Red Sun in the movie before. I'm pretty sure because they had
No,
all of these different Superman in the movie.
they always doing the evil Superman, but
Yeah,
they didn't do Soviet Union Superman.
man, I
They
feel like they
didn't. This is the
did.
first one.
I'm trying to think of it, but let me check my phone real quick. I can't find this junk, but
The ones
I'm
you
a
talking about is when Superman was Hispanic.
that's matter.
Remember? Because Batman was actually a bat, like he had got bit by a
Oh my god.
yeah. The way he was doing something with bat blood and ended up being a vampire, some dumb
That's
joke.
how the coronavirus.
That is how. Yeah. So he had so Batman had coronavirus. They didn't have a good reason for Wonder Woman to be evil, and I don't even
And
know
then
why Batman was evil.
Aquaman
I mean
kill Wonder
Superman.
Woman or something crazy like that?
Was it?
Didn't Aquaman kill Wonder Woman or something crazy like that? Or she kill him or
That's a different, and that's Flashpoint.
yeah.
Yeah, that's Flashpoint you
But
talking
you see
about.
what I'm saying?
They
They
started
all
running
they
together in
all
your mind.
similar and weird and it all seem like one big dumb story.
But if you have you watched Red Sun, Superman Red Sun,
No, I still didn't get to see the new one. The newest one.
you should watch that because he's not really a bad guy. The comic book was good, and they made a few changes, but the movie is good. And so,
There's nothing wrong
Superman
with
to me ain't
what
interesting.
the Red Sun Superman story is about and all that.
You know what it's about?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
that's if his spaceship landed on Russia instead of
right,
United
right.
States.
But he's not just. But they act like he's a Nazi. Like if
Because
you
the
would
Nazis
just
don't keep coming.
if you didn't read the story, you would think he's a Nazi, but he's not.
No, the Nazis is from Germany.
Oh, that's where they from. Well, I'm gonna leave that in there. You, people gotta know that I don't know where I'm at. But yeah, whatever. I don't care. Germans, them bad guys. But no, he's not though. He's not really a bad guy in that. He's just you gotta watch it, dog. It's tight. So to me, right now, that's the best. Out of the new ones, that's the best cartoon movie they got out of the new ones. And then I'm gonna pick the Joker with you out of their cinematic universe, even though it's not part of the universe.
It's not even part of this one.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna go with Civil War for Marvel. But that Spider Verse movie, to me, that's the best animated superhero film ever.
To me, it's the best Spider-Man all together.
You think it's the best Spider Man? Mm, no, I
All
can't
the way
agree.
around for me.
Uh,
And it's better than all the DC movies in general.
I give you that one. I'll let you have that all the way. But that's not my favorite Spider Man. You of course I can't let go Tobey Maguire. The first two. I can't let that go.
That Spider-Man was too good.
But
And it's not nothing about that Spider-Man movie that I didn't like. I
yeah,
didn't even mind that the Kingpin was obviously drawn ridiculously.
yeah, he was the
Because
only one
I
drawn
feel
like
like they
that.
did it on purpose. So I didn't mind it.
Yeah. But nobody else was drawn outrageous but him.
Yeah, it's just him.
Sometimes
It
I'm
was like
scared that I look like that
like
in
a
my sleep.
building or something. So yeah, I like it wasn't nothing about that movie that was not on point for me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's
no,
why I think it's the
that
best
movie's all the
Spider-Man
way
movie
good.
because I've got at least a complaint about all the other Spider-Man movies. But I don't have a complaint about that movie.
Okay. I ain't mad at that. I don't have a complaint about that movie either, but I'm not gonna say it was better than Spider Man Far From Home. I like Far From Home a lot.
Far From Home, which one is that? With Mysterio?
Yeah, that's the one with Mysterio because the other one was like Spider Man Back Home or something.
Yeah, Spider-Man at the crib or
Yes,
whatever.
it's good or something. Yeah, that's crazy.
Uh, see, I don't know which. What's that boy's name? Uh, dang it.
It start with an H.
Tom Holland. Tom
Time,
Holland.
time.
I don't know which one of his movies I like better because I would just say Far From Home, but then Batman was in the first one, and that the story setup was so lit with him and his daughter
That
and
was
all of
hard.
that. So I don't. I'm gonna have to. They just. I got. I guess I gotta say the tie. The second one had the better action in it, but it was it was story beats to the first one that I liked a little bit more. So they even out, I guess.
Yeah, but to me, it's the Spider Verse video game that I used to play, and it seemed like they took a scene straight out of that game and put it into that, and when he was fighting Mysterio, and that just took it over the level for
What
me.
Spider-Man game is that?
The one it's like Dimensions, something Dimensions,
Shattered Dimensions or
Shattered
something like that.
Dimensions. Yeah.
I ain't like that game. I like the one before it, Web of Shadows.
Which one is it that you had to fight the Juggernaut in the Venom suit?
That's the Web of Shadows.
Okay, then that's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah. 'Cause yeah, I don't know if the other one was a sequel, but it's the same people made it, and it came out. They came out right after each other, so I could see mixing them up. But the other
Yeah,
one, the story was more so like the cartoon Spider-Man movie because it had Spider-Man
Miguel
doing like his
O'Hara
lines
in
and
it.
all that, and Spider-Man Noir. I didn't like the reason I didn't like that game was because playing with the Detective Spider-Man was not fun, and playing with Future Spider-Man wasn't fun either. So I liked
Yeah,
playing with Miles. They had at the time he was Ultimate Spider-Man. They
yeah,
let you fight Deadpool on there. That was some cool
yeah. He
stuff
had to
about
fight
it.
Deadpool, and you fought
Web of
Deadpool
Shadows
with the
was
black suit on, right?
yeah.
Yeah. But that's the one I
Web of
like because he
Shadows
fought
and the fact
Mysterio.
that they let you fight Juggernaut was that was enough for me.
Yeah, that game really kicked it up a notch. That to me, that okay. So then I didn't know I had the wrong um, title this whole time, but that game you talking about, that's my favorite Spider-Man game, along with the Ultimate Spider-Man game that we played on GameCube.
That's the best
Then
one.
you got Spider-Man PS4, and then you got the Spider-Man 2, the movie.
Oh, I forgot. Let me take that back. Spider-Man PS4 is the Spider-Man game.
Well,
Hands
it's the
down.
best because it's the newest. Of course, it's gonna be the best one.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not always the case.
True,
It's some games in between all the ones we just said. There's newer
and it's not
than
good.
all the
Not
games
good.
except for this latest one. It was terrible. All them Spider. What's that dude? Andrew Garfield. He got two or three games. It is the worst.
Yeah, his movies was the worst.
Yeah. Also true.
I think everybody can agree that he had the worst Spider-Man.
Remy like him the best.
Remy's opinion doesn't mean anything. It really does.
I'll send a text when I get that type of
I'm gonna
stuff.
text him first. Hold on, let me pull my phone up. How you think on it? There you go. Also, I got Superman skin on the back of my phone.
Let me see, Let me see that. Hold on. Oh yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's
I'm not
tough.
gonna show you mine since next week.
I see yours. It's girly.
Um, edit it out. Just don't put my phone down.
But look, okay. The episode went way further than we were supposed to go. So, uh, nerd stuff. Tell them what you want them to hear and what you promoting.
I'm promoting my new game on Nintendo Switch. Let me show you. He don't got the game. Never mind. Skip it. That's all I had.
And okay, so and I know we got sort of the same voice, but in the Detroit Fitty Cap, that's Robert from Nerd Stuff on YouTube. Check him out. And of course, you know where you at. It's Gwen Station 22. Can't be out there like that. And
These chairs is too high. My feet don't touch the floor anymore.
yeah, it ain't got no cushions on, so the booty hurt.
You
She
need
didn't.
better. You need to do better for yourself. I don't like this.
Yeah, next time the setup will be better. We'll figure something out. Like and
That's
subscribe.
all.
You guys stay true.